Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Golden Grizzlies pregame show on 88.3 FM WXOU. Your Oakland Golden Grizzlies men's basketball team is preparing to take on the Cleveland State Vikings at the OU Credit Union Arena. Oakland comes into this game on a 2-game win streak. Their latest game against Robert Morris, they won 87-72 behind an absolutely wonderful performance from Blake Lemon, 26 points on the night. Jack Golke had 29. Trey Townsend had 11. This is what, quote, Coach Kempe said was the offense that he wanted to see from this team, the offense that he knew that this team could play as. And they have probably their biggest challenge at home this year against the Cleveland State Vikings. Meanwhile, the Cleveland State Vikings are coming into the OU Credit Union Arena brandishing a 2-game win streak against Robert Morris and Detroit Mercy. Big victories against those two opponents as they prepare to take on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. It was a rough January for the Vikings. They went 3-4 and are looking to turn things around in the month of February. So it's going to be a good one at the OU Credit Union Arena. We'll get you to all the action here. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock. Your broadcast team is Giovanni Moceri on play-by-play and Gavin Smilowski on color. We'll see you right back here for the halftime show and the post-game show on 88.3 FM, WXOU.
Welcome, everybody, to the OU Credit Union Arena right here on WXOU Sports, 88.3 FM, Oakland University, Auburn Hills. For today's matchup of men's basketball, it's the Cleveland State Vikings, 4th place in the Horizon League, against the 3rd place Oakland Golden Grizzlies. I'm Giovanni Moceri here for play-by-play, alongside Gavin Smilowski with Buttar in the studio. Gavin, give me a sense for the game. These are high stakes for the Golden Grizzlies.
Thank you, Joe, and it is going to be a high-stake game. Both these teams are looking to try to move up in the Horizon League, and this game, as said by Greg Kampe, it's going to be a war. Cleveland State is they're known to be a very physical, dominant team down low. And overall, they have a 14-9 record, 7-5 in conference, which, as you said, is good for 4th in the Horizon League, one position behind the leading Oakland Golden Grizzlies. The last year's tourney runner-up for the Horizon League are also a 3-8 team on the road. So that's going to be very impactful here for the Grizzlies, because the Grizzlies, as we know, have been a very powerful team at home so far. They're 6-2 overall and have not lost at home since December 6th. And they're on an absolute tear as of recently, winning 8 of 9.
It's a big game for the Golden Grizzlies, especially in terms of revenge against the Vikings, because this happened last year as well, but one of the first Horizon League games played in early December was against Cleveland State. Oakland traveled to Cleveland, Ohio, and played what Greg Kampe called the worst first half of basketball he's ever seen. Now Oakland turned it around in the second half, but the hole that they dug was too deep for them to get out of. So this game today is going to establish revenge, and that was before Oakland went on that tear through the Horizon League. So this is a new Golden Grizzlies team, and today is the day to prove that.
Yes, and they're going to have a lot to prove, because Cleveland State has some serious artillery on their lineup. One being Tristan Anaruna. Anaruna is an absolute monster. The 6'8 forward from the Netherlands leads the team in rebounds, points, and assists with 18.9 points, 6.5 boards, and 2.9 assists. But he does have backup. He's got Drew Lauder and Taywilliams, both averaging 12.6 points per game behind him. So the big three, all three in double-digit points for Cleveland State, are going to be what tries to drive them in front of the Grizzlies.
And one difference in this game, but the difference between that early December game was the appearance and the emergence of Baru. So Baru Nabalurua for the Golden Grizzlies from Sydney, Australia, has recently proven to be a force in the paint. It's the reason that Kampe recruited him, and to get him on the team was to provide that height and to provide that rim protection. And lately he has been delivering against Milwaukee on the road. Oakland became the first team in the Horizon League to win in Wisconsin, and Baru was a huge part of that. 17 rebounds and 5 blocks in that game, along with 8 points on 35 minutes, proved that he is going to be that dominant force, and he's going to have a big matchup today against Anaruna.
Absolutely, and that is also shown over the past seasons. We know in the past, especially last year, Oakland's rebounding was not top tier, but Neville Larua has made a huge difference. The Grizzlies are 4th in rebounds this year, 2nd in defensive rebounds, and I think that's going to be a very important key factor in tonight's game for the Grizzlies.
Starting lineups on the floor for Cleveland State. It will be Smith, Williams, Robinson, Arnett, and Enaruna. And for the Golden Grizzlies, Jones, Lampman, Conway, Townsend, and Cole are your starting Golden Grizzlies for today. And we thank you for joining us on WXOU Sports. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube for this broadcast right here, along with highlights and interviews all season long. Be sure to subscribe and search WXOU Sports.
Tip-off on the way. Enaruna will be taking on Chris Conway at center court to begin this matchup here at a beautiful afternoon in Auburn Hills, Michigan.
And speaking of a beautiful afternoon, the Oakland University swim team has arrived, suited up for today's game. Chests are painted, spelling OU pride. The gentlemen in nothing but their wonderful Speedos, and the ladies in their suits as well. We love the inter-team and the Golden Grizzly support at Oakland University here. It's quite the sight to behold.
Yes, and that's something important. The Grizzlies, they take advantage, we know, at home. They use this crowd, and I'm pretty sure those guys are going to make an impact here tonight.
And a near sellout crowd here in the OU Credit Union Arena will prove to be a force throughout this game. As we get ready for tip-off here, once again, we thank you for joining us on WXOU Sports. And it's showtime here in the arena. Cleveland State winning the tip. It's Chase Robinson handling it, going across the Golden Grizzly logo. Over now to Smith, back to Robinson. Taking his time at the top, and Enaruna inside. He'll kick it out to Smith for 3, just off the front rim. Offensive rebound by number 12, Arnett. He'll kick it out back to the top with 15 on the shot clock. Smith looking for some space, takes another 3, sinks that one to start the scoring here for Cleveland State. 3-zip.
We discussed that before. Rebounding was going to be an issue, and right off, Cleveland State immediately proving how good they are on the offensive boards. They're 2nd in the Horizon League.
DQ Cole with it on the far wing. Oakland scoring to our right, and a foul is called.
They're going to call that on Arnett as he got a hand on Chris Conway down low.
Now give possession to the Golden Grizzlies on the scoring half. Oakland sporting their white home jerseys, and Cleveland State in their black and green.
Score already 3-0 to start this game with only a minute passing.
DQ Cole inbounds it, finds Chris Conway inside, backing his way in, up on the left side, and it's good for the Golden Grizzlies. Chris Conway against Arnett.
We've seen a lot of offense from Conway this year. It's been a big improvement, and that's something Campy's talked about.
Smith with it, gives it to Robinson on the far wing, picks up his dribble, passing it around the perimeter. Smith goes inside, close wing, back up to the top, inside, stops on a dime for a shot, is Robinson. Makes it from the free throw line. The Grizzlies now have it. DQ Cole carrying it across, and it's Blake Lampman at the top. He charges inside, left side with the right hand, and it's good!
Beautiful layup there from Blake Lampman, typically known as the sharpshooter of this team, but he can go down low and get a little space as well in the paint.
Cleveland State back now with it. Robinson at the top. And Enaruna will sweep it around back to the Golden Grizzly logo with Tay Williams. Play call being delivered to the Vikings. Robinson with it on the close wing. Pass inside to Arnett. Goes inside, double teamed, high off the glass, and the offensive putback is good by Tay Williams.
Yeah, once again, just another offensive rebound for Cleveland State. Oakland's going to have to shut that down if they're going to gain a lead.
At one point earlier in the season, Cleveland State was at the top of the country in offensive rebounds, and a shot by the Golden Grizzlies is picked back up by Cleveland State, and they're back in rhythm. Enaruna inside over Lampman, and it's good for the left-handed floater.
Well, that's a matchup Enaruna is going to be looking for. Bigger forward, 6'8" on the smaller 6'3" Lampman. He's going to take advantage of that.
Conway inside, left baseline, goes up and around, still makes it in over Enaruna.
A little bit of Chris Conway early in this game. He only had 6 in the last game. He's already got 4 here tonight.
Cleveland State now carries it across, slow things down. Chase Robinson handling it. Comes to the close swing. Over to Enaruna at the top. Fakes a 3. Goes inside, right baseline. Floater, no good. Swatted out of bounds.
Arnett trying to keep that one in for Cleveland State. That would have been their third offensive rebound of the game already.
But it will stick with the Golden Grizzlies as DQ Cole will carry it across. 6-9, Cleveland State lead, 17 minutes in the first half. DQ Cole with it, stumbles with the ball, picks it back up. Trey Townsend now with it on the close wing, guarded by Enaruna. Pass over to Conway, take it to the left baseline, spins around, hook shot, no good off the back iron.
Be off the hands of Cleveland State, and it's going to remain with the Grizzlies. Another good possession there for Conway. Not a guy who gets a ton of looks down low, and as we've said, he's grown and he is active offensively in this game to begin.
Still 6-9, Cleveland State leads, 16:48 on the first half clock. Inbound pass by DQ to Blake Lampman. Trey Townsend inside against Enaruna, bashing his way through off the right glass. Trey Townsend.
That's something common we see out of Townsend. He's been getting double teamed in recent games, but he's taken advantage of the one-on-one matchup with Enaruna.
8-9, Cleveland State now with a 1-point lead, 16:30 on the clock. And a steal by Trey Townsend. He intercepts the pass, goes up, pauses, and can't get the shot up off the glass. It'll stay with the Golden Grizzlies after bouncing off a few hands. Conway inside to Isaiah Jones, misses the layup. Can he pick it back up? He can't, and our Nets will steal it back for Cleveland State.
What a possession. Trey Townsend reads that one like a book, but he's caught in transition, and stellar transition defense for Cleveland State to keep the ball out of the basket.
And Isaiah Jones called for a foul during the commotion. And it will remain 9-8. Cleveland State with the 1-point lead. That could have been huge for this home crowd here in the OU Credit Union Arena.
He's going to tack on 2 blocks already for Cleveland State. They are one of the leaders in blocks in the Horizon League as well. They are third.
Robinson on the Golden Grizzly logo against Rocket Watts, who substitutes in. Blake Lampman intercepts a pass, but it's back into Robinson's hands. Arnett on the inside, left glass, high and no good. DQ Cole with it. Golden Grizzlies come with speed. It's Blake Lampman bringing it to the close right baseline. Carries it across. Now sweeping around is the Golden Grizzlies. Lampman for 3 off the back iron from the right wing.
We don't usually like to leave that guy open, and if he keeps getting looks like that, they're going to start falling.
Enaruna fakes a 3 for Cleveland State. Back at the top to Smith. Enaruna back inside, looking for a kick out. Finds Smith. 22 will now have it. Chase Robinson on the close wing. Cleveland State looking for an open opportunity here. They go inside, high floater, just off the rim, and is back with the Golden Grizzlies.
Fantastic defense possession by the Grizzlies. That zone defense proving very difficult for Cleveland State to break.
Rocket Watts close swing will give it to Blake Lampman at the top. Still 8-9, Cleveland State with a 1-point lead. 15 minutes on the first half. Trey Townsend inside, kicks out to Watts. He brings it to the far wing. Fakes it for 3, just off the front rim. A little razzle-dazzle attempt by Rocket Watts. And inside quickly, it's Cleveland State. Tay Williams took it all the way across for himself.
And Cleveland State with the hustle game, we know they play aggressively on defense, but they are absolutely not afraid to take the ball in transition on offense.
11-8, 14:30 on the clock. Cleveland State with a 3-point lead. DQ Cole in the far corner. Pass inside to Conway. He's double teamed right away. Rocket Watts is open at the perimeter. Takes it inside to the free throw line. Jump shot, no good. Tay Williams slips on the blacktop. In transition, Rocket Watts tried to steal that one, but ended up knocking it out of bounds.
They're going to actually call a foul there on Cleveland State, so good read by Rocket Watts to notice the down Viking and try to keep the ball in transition.
And that's going to bring us to our first media timeout of the afternoon. 11-8, Cleveland State with a 3-point lead with 14:11 on the clock. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for Golden Grizzlies men's basketball. Cleveland State up by 3 with 14:11 on the first half clock. 11-8 is the score as Oakland regains possession off of a foul. Trey Townsend with it on the far wing. Now back to the top is Rocket Watts. Golke has entered the game for Oakland. Rocket Watts approaching the far corner. Then brings it to Landman at the top, guarded by Arnett. Landman looking for a lane, kicks it out to Townsend, who takes it inside himself. Bounce pass to Baru. Can he get the space up? He does!
There's
soft put in.
Neville Arua already showing up. He just checked in the game and already making his presence known with 2 easy points on the block.
11-10. Cleveland State up by 1. And they have it. Drew Louder handling it. Pass inside now to Arnett against Baru. Looking for space here. Kicks it out to the perimeter. Baseline jumper off the front rim. Can it be gathered by the Golden Grizzlies? It can.
A good box out there by Neville Arua to give the lane for Rocket Watts to pick up the board.
Blake Lampman for 3. Fires and lands.
We've seen that one pretty consistently. He had 8 game, and that's his first here tonight.
13-11. 13 minutes in the first half. Cleveland State now has it. Drew Louder will pass it to Tay Williams. Inside now is Arnett against Baru. Floater is good for Cleveland State. Tie game at 13.
Cleveland State refusing to give up that lead. They want to grab it back and have an early lead here on the Grizzlies.
Rocket Watts far wing with it. Pass inside to Baru against Arnett. He goes inside. Baseline up and can't get it up and over. Arnett trying to get down, taps it back in.
That's going to be 2 points for Arnett and 2 points for the Grizzlies. Not something you hear very often, but...
And they're going to count that one for Baru.
Baru's now got 4 on this game.
I've never seen that before.
Very interesting offensive board attempt there.
15-13, Oakland with the 2-point lead. 12 minutes in the first half as it rolls out of bounds.
They're actually...
This one will stay with Oakland.
Yes, right off the bat, just very, very interesting possession there, but the Grizzlies will take it and give themselves a 2-point lead. Chris Conway will check back in the game, taking out Trey Townsend for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Baru, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor.
Cleveland State, Tevin Smith will return and he'll take out Tay Williams.
Jack Oakey set to inbound for Oakland on the near sideline in scoring territory. 12:07 on the first half clock. 15-3, Oakland lead. Lampman directing his Golden Grizzlies. Close swing. Left and right goes baseline. Kicks out to Golke in the corner for 3. And Golke makes it for 3.
What an impressive shot. Golke, known as a shot creator, and he proves it there with that 3-pointer.
18-13, Oakland with the lead. And Rocket Watts draws the foul.
That's going to get the crowd going here on the blacktop, and it sure does look like a sold-out. A lot of people here in the arena for this Grizzlies game.
Score stands 18-13, 11:43 on the first half clock. We're going to take a timeout here on WXOU Sports. Don't go anywhere. It's the Golden Grizzlies and the Vikings. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for Oakland University men's basketball. Oakland up by 5, 18-13 with 11:43 on the first half clock. Giovanni Moceri and Gavin Smilowski here with you today.
Let's see, they pick some substitutions and a new lineup here. Smith, Rice, Louder, Woodrich, and Enaruna in for Cleveland State. As for Oakland, they're going to keep their guys out there, but bring in Tone Hunter to play point guard.
Rocket Watts with it, close swing, guarded tightly by Jalen Rice. Very, very tightly. Rocket goes inside, floater will rattle in to bring Oakland to 20.
The movement just gets Rocket open, and Rice is not able to contain the quickness of Rocket Watts.
20-13, Oakland with the lead. Cleveland State now has it. Number 8 for Cleveland State will kick it over to the corner. Jalen Rice for 3 off the top of the backboard.
That's going to be a turnover there as it bounces off the pole holding up the basket. That's going to be Grizzlies basketball. Trey Townsend will check back in the game, bringing out Neville Arua.
Cleveland State making some big mistakes early in the game to now bring them down to 7. Score 20-13.
I think this is something we're going to see a lot for Cleveland State as they bring in Arnett as soon as they see Trey coming back into the game. Arnett, one of the bigger players. He's a 6'9" sophomore from Chicago, and he's a pretty good defender for this Cleveland State team.
Tone Hunter now with it. We'll pass it over to Rocket Watts on the near wing. fakes the carry, brings it for the step back. Got a hand on it, was Arnett. And we'll bring it back to Cleveland State. And Aruna one-on-one with Trey Townsend. Townsend stops the dunk, but is called for a foul in the effort.
That could have been a highlight reel here in the arena. I mean, he went to throw that one down, and thank God, fantastic defense by Trey Townsend. Checking back into the game for the Grizzlies will be DQ Cole and Lampman, taking out Tone Hunter and Rocket Watts.
And Aruna will be getting ready to inbound it for Cleveland State in scoring territory. And they're going to be reviewing this call here just to make sure that they get it right. But that could have been, a spark for this Cleveland State team, because so far it's not been going very well. They had an early lead, but now they've given it up and are now down by 7. That dunk could have sparked the bench, especially when it's, 2 of the preseason first-team Horizon Leaguers in Tristan Aruna and Trey Townsend one-on-one. That could have been big time, but Trey Townsend made a defensive play to stop the dunk.
Yes, the Grizzlies absolutely flipped this game around coming out of that second media timeout. Going into it, they were 0-6 from the field on their last 6 attempts, but now they got a 12-2 scoring run over the last 3 minutes. And they were reviewing an attempt at a goaltending call there, an offensive interference, I could say. They were saying that he might have hit the rim on that dunk attempt, but they're not going to call it, and it's going to stay with Cleveland State under the basket.
And Aruna getting ready to inbound it. Cleveland State moves around, gets open. It's Louder with it, pass it around to Arnett at the top, and a pass is tipped by Jack Golke, and it will stay with Oakland.
Yes, they said off the hands of, I guess, Aruna there. It looked like it could have gone either way, but it's going to go in the Grizzlies' favor.
Lampman will receive it as he directs traffic of his Golden Grizzlies. Guarded closely by Jason Woodrich. Now crossing the Grizzly logo. Lampman will take it to the right side. Now guarded by Aruna. Picks up his dribble, passes it to Trey Townsend, and it is batted into the chest of Aruna. And Cleveland State brings it back. Transition 3, too far, and Golke catches it. That was Drew Louder.
Just questionable shot there. In transition, he had the lane and elects to take the deep 3, and it's not even close.
10 minutes on the first half clock. 20-13, Oakland up by 7. As Oakland looks to slow it down, Golke will swing it across, fakes a 3, and then shoots it. Just rolls out. DQ Cole with an attempted offensive rebound, but it landed out of bounds.
Not sure they're going to end up calling a foul there on, I believe that was Moss for Cleveland State. And something we've discussed over the past few weeks has been DQ Cole. He has been a huge spark for this team. He has these moments where he goes off in games, and right there he grabs the board for him.
And a quick inbound pass to Trey Townsend as he was going up for the shot. He is fouled on the way up.
That's going to send Trey to the line for 2, and those are going to be the first 2 free throws of this game. Not a lot of fouling. We knew this game was going to be very physical. Campy was aware of this, and I know the Grizzlies were aware of it. But so far, we have 5 fouls on the first half for Cleveland State, 1 for Oakland, but not a lot on the shooting column.
First one's good for Trey Townsend, and it looks like the referees, they might be letting that physicality shine because they know the nature of Cleveland State and Oakland. Like, it's going to be, as Campy said after Robert Morris's game on Thursday, it's going to be a war in the arena. Townsend gets ready for his second. Up and in.
That's going to put the score at 22-13, a 9-point lead with 10 to go here in half number 1.
Drew Louder carrying it across for Cleveland State. We'll give it over now to Woodrich. Louder will carry it. Into the corner is Robinson for 3. It
was an
make it
easy
22-16.
Just pretty much uncontested there. Just an easy jump shot for Louder, and he knocks down the triple.
DQ Cole with it, guarded by Robinson at the top. DQ Cole looking for some open space. We'll give it to Lampman on the far wing. Lampman will go in, fakes a 3, picks up his dribble. Will find Conway for some relief. Lampman will take the 3 and buries it from deep.
Oh, that was a deep one. Oh my God, way behind the arc, and he knocks it down with relative ease.
That is 8 points for Blake Lampman. State now with it. Robinson on the left baseline. Backs up inside against Lampman. Layup will bounce off the bottom of the rim before the whistle is blown.
The refs will call the play dead there. They're going to... Not entirely sure what the call was here, but it's going to be Cleveland State basketball underneath the basket. We'll check back
18
in
seconds on
game.
the shot clock there.
Back in the game for Cleveland State will be Tay Williams, and he will take out Drew Louder. Williams and Louder, the two second-hand men together behind Enaruna, both of them averaging exactly 12.6 points per game.
Arnett at the top with it. We'll sweep it over to Woodridge. He'll take a three. Rims out. And Arnett was almost there to get the offensive rebound, but it rolls out of bounds.
They're going to call a push on the floor against DQ Cole there. A little bit too much on that rebound attempt as he threw the Cleveland State defender out of the way.
And this long Cleveland State possession will continue, and Aruna inbounds it. It's now to Robinson on the far wing. He'll stop on the right elbow and make it with the jump shot.
Robinson's got 7 now, and that's his second shot he's hit from the elbow. He's getting into his flow, and he's getting his shots right now.
25-18, Oakland with the lead. 8:30 on the first half clock. Trey Townsend against Enaruna. Townsend will pass it to the top. It's Golke. Now over to Lampman. 11 on the shot clock. Lampman with it. He cuts inside. Right side. High glass layup. No good. And it will be rebounded by Cleveland State. Robinson will carry it across with momentum. All the way up is Tay Williams. Can't get the layup for that one either.
Good transition defense for the Grizzlies.
Townsend with the dunk.
Easy play there. Fantastic read by DQ Cole to get the assist in transition to Townsend, and that's going to get the arena bumping.
A laser of a pass to the open Townsend laid it down in front of the Grizz gang. It's 27-18, 7:40 on the clock. Oakland with the lead. Oakland leading by 9. Cleveland State now has it. Tay Williams will give it to Woodridge for 3. Woodridge will make it.
Woodridge getting his first points of the game. He was 0 for 3 on the night before that point.
Oakland will get possession back. Blake Lampman now to Townsend as they take their time to call the play. Townsend will rush to the right baseline. He'll stop in direct traffic. Throws it all the way to Golke on the far wing. Conway inside, double team. Now to DQ, snuck inside. Unable to get the layup up, but a foul's called.
The foul's going to go on there, and they're going to come to a timeout here. Both teams going to have a word with each other.
That'll bring us to immediate timeout. Oakland with the 6-point lead in the first half, 27-21 with 7:04 on the clock. We're going to take a break here on WXOU Sports, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for men's basketball. 27-21, Oakland with the 6-point lead in the first half, 7:04 on the clock.
Yeah, it's been a quick switch up here. Cleveland State had jumped to an early lead, but Oakland was able to fight back slowly, and now they've drawn their margin up to a 6-point lead.
First free throw is up and good for DQ Cole, the Pontiac product, just in the backyard of Oakland University.
That's going to be his first 2 free throw attempts of the game.
Second one's up. Second one's good for DQ Cole.
Rocket Watts will check in, taking out DQ Cole, as Coach Campy needs to give him a breather. For Cleveland State during the timeout, Smith checked back in the game, taking out Enaruna.
Cleveland State now has it. Jason Woodridge between Robinson and now Tay Williams. Robinson in the near wing. Cleveland State looking for an opportunity with all the passing in motion. It will be a 3-pointer for Smith. Smith will bury it from the close corner.
What a jump shot there for Smith. He's going to knock down his 4th, 5th, and 6th points of the night for Cleveland State.
Taven Smith, 6 points, 2 of 3, and 2 of 2 from the 3-point line. Rocket Watts now has it for Oakland, scored 29-24. Oakland with the lead. Blake Lampman for 3, just a little too strong, and rebounded by Cleveland State. Smith will carry it across over to Woodridge. He fakes a 3 and gives it back to Smith. They'll carry it to the top of the key. Looking for an open opportunity. In the corner is Smith. Fakes a 3, but will give it back. Now to the close wing. Cleveland State looking for an open opportunity still. 5 on the shot clock. Robinson will lose the ball, but Trey is called for the foul.
That was a gritty possession there for the Grizzlies. Shot clock winding all the way down to 5 seconds as Roger Watts almost comes away with the steal. The Grizzlies will bring Nevalerua back into the game, and for Cleveland State. Tristan and Aruna will return.
29-24, 5:54 on the first half clock. Be sure to stick around at halftime for a halftime interview with the associate head coach Jeff Smith of the Golden Grizzlies to get his thoughts on the first half. And a layup by Aruna is swatted away by Trey Townsend, and Blake Landman takes it all the way. Left-handed layup, no good. And it will return back in a frenzy with Cleveland State. Pass on the inside, and Aruna will get the reverse dunk.
What a possession there. It almost went from an assist off the backboard on the block for Trey, and it flipped all the way to an Aruna open dunk on the baseline. 2 points for Cleveland State.
And that'll bring it within 3, 29-26.
That shot's going to be blocked as well by Robinson. Cleveland State showing why they're third in the Horizon League in blocks. They've now got 3 on the game.
29-26 still. Oakland will take possession on the offensive board. Trey Townsend down inside, double team, loses the ball, and it's back to Cleveland State. Tay Williams goes across with speed, tried to get around Rocket Watts. He had a bit of a reach and is called for it.
That's going to slow down him on the way to the rim. Almost looked like another easy layup on the way for Cleveland State, but they're able to slow him down. Tone Hunter will come back in the game, and Rocket Watts will exit for the Grizzlies.
Score still 29-26, just over 5 to go before halftime on the blacktop. Inbound to Robinson. He'll give it to Williams. Williams to Woodridge, down inside, looking for a pass to Aruna, fumbles it and is retained still by Cleveland State. Taven Smith for 3, can't get it, and Aruna with the offensive rebound and put back in.
What a play by Aruna. He's got 6 now in this game, and he'll bring in his first board of the night.
Oakland on a 2-minute scoring drought. Tone Hunter carries it. Top of the key for Oakland. He'll go around to the left side. Over now to Trey. Kicks it back out to Lampman for 3. Just off on the left side. Nevalarua looking to get it back in.
He'll keep possession for the Grizzlies. What a play by Nevalarua. The hustle play, grabs the rebound, and able to throw it off the Cleveland State defender's leg to retain possession for the Grizzlies.
He gave the ball a little around the world around his waist and got it off of Cleveland State.
Cleveland State trying to bring this game back in. It's a 29-28, 1-point lead for the Grizzlies with 4:31 left in the first half.
And Oakland trying to break a 2.5-minute scoring drought as Cleveland State is on a 7-0 run over that time. Tone Hunter gets the inbound at the top, guarded by Robinson. He'll take it to the far wing. Now back to the close. Gives it to Golke. Now Trey inside. Trey getting surrounded by Vikings. Blake Landman for 3!
Lampman once again. We even have to say it. I feel like we say this a lot here on WXOU. A Blake Lampman 3. That's his third of the night. He's got 11 here in the first half.
Oakland breaks the scoring drought. It is now up by 4 as Tay Williams looks for the Euro step underneath the basket. Can't get it. And a foul on Tristan and Aruna during the action.
Yeah, that's going to put another foul on CSU, and it's going to put Oakland in the bonus here in this timeout.
And it's going to put us to immediate timeout here on WXOU Sports. We'll be right back for the last 4 minutes of play. 32-28, Oakland up by 4. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports. Oakland with a 4-point lead with 4 minutes left to go before halftime, 32-28. Giovanni and Gavin here with you today.
Yeah, this one's been a nail-biter, Joe. I mean, early lead for Cleveland State. Oakland comes back. They get their lead, and now it's going back and forth. Lead change after lead change as the first half comes to a close.
And Blake Landman fouled before the timeout. He'll get a chance at some free throws here. First shot is up. First shot is good for Blake Lampman.
Yeah, we knew physicality was going to be a thing coming into this game. And at first, it didn't really seem like there was a whole lot going on. But now, the fouls are starting to pile up for Cleveland State. Oakland's taking advantage of that as they're now in the bonus.
Second shot is up. Second shot is good. Lampman is at 13.
Lampman again leading the team in scoring in this first half, which he tends to do. He had 20 in the first half in the last game against Robert Morris.
Robinson with it for Cleveland State. Pass intercepted by Isaiah Jones. Cleveland State will keep it. Whips it to the corner for 3. Woodridge can't make it, but Robinson's there for the offensive rebound. Not quite, as Isaiah Jones will knock it out of the hands and return it to Oakland.
Joe's one of those gritty. Jones is just a gritty defender for the Grizzlies. Not a high-scoring guy. Not a guy you see a ton of stuff on the stat line for. But he makes his impact very clear when he's out here on the court.
The transfer from Detroit Mercy, a key piece to the Golden Grizzlies team, as they have it now on offense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Blake Landman will go to the left baseline with the reverse layup.
That's going to put the lead now up to 8 for the Grizzlies and 15 points on the game for Blake Lampman.
And after Cleveland State was on a 7-0 run earlier, Oakland is now on their own 7-0 run over the past 57 seconds.
That one's going to fly out of bounds, but they're going to call a foul on Blake Lampman, and the Grizzlies team is very confused on what the possible call was here.
Hands are up and they're shrugging. They don't know what happened, and the correction is now made.
I guess the referees heard what Oakland had to say and switched it in possibly the right direction there. So it's going to be a turnover for Cleveland State.
And when you politely state your case to the referees, like Campy always does, sometimes you get it.
This time it will go for the Grizzlies, and they'll retain possession with an 8-point lead.
As Cole will carry it across for Oakland, guarded by Drew Lauder. Isaiah Jones now on the far wing. Neva Larua at the top. Going around the three-point line. Landman at the top, guarded closely by Tay Williams. Landman will back it up. 8 seconds. Deep from three. Just off the front, Isaiah Jones will get the offensive rebound to DQ Cole, and he'll put it back in with a swirler down the net.
Fantastic possession by the Grizzlies. Deep shot for Blake Lampman, but he takes that because he sees Jones. He sees DQ Cole down in the paint to get that offensive board, and it works out in the favor for the Grizzlies.
And a timeout called by Cleveland State as Oakland is currently on a 9-0 run. 30-second timeout will stick with you here. But over the past minute and 48 seconds, 9-0 run for Oakland and forcing Cleveland State to a scoring drought in that time too.
Yes, Cleveland State hasn't scored in 2.5 minutes. And this is the time that you want to score. Going into halftime, you need to try to bring that lead in closer for Cleveland State. But Oakland's stellar defense has slowed them down.
38-28, 2.5 left to go before halftime. And don't forget, we got an interview with Associate Head Coach Jeff at halftime, and we'll get his thoughts on this half so far from his Golden Grizzlies team. And we'll also have an interview with one of the representatives of the Oakland University Ceiling Connoisseurs Club. We'll have a word with them, learning about their club and how you can join at halftime.
Substitutions on the way. We're going to see Arnett come back in the game for Cleveland State. They're going to bring out their starters to end this possession.
Cleveland State with it. Tay Williams will bring it to the far sideline. So Robinson now back to Lauder. Lauder's pass is disrupted by Townsend. It'll force it back into his hands as he goes up for a floater that will rim out and go back to Oakland.
Jones going to bring down his second rebound of the game here for the Grizzlies.
Cleveland State, all of their last 4 field goals. Isaiah Jones has it as he picked up his dribble, looking for some relief. He'll find a bounce pass to DQ Cole inside. A high-flying layup attempt will be no good, but stays with Oakland. Trey Townsend in the far corner. We'll give it now to Blake Lampman as they slow it down.
Campy likes to run plays deep in these possessions. He's going to have Lampman move it.
Less than 10 on the shot clock. A high-flying hook shot on the right side is good for Blake Lampman.
What a play for Blake. 17 now in the game, and we've heard how much Campy trusts in Blake Lampman, and his confidence is showing right now.
Can Lampman match his 20 points in the first half as he did on Thursday against Robert Morris? We will see. Cleveland State now has it. Inside pass over to Tay Williams, trying to get the far-reaching layup. Can't quite get it, but a foul is called. Well, that'll be an and one by Tevin Smith on the inside.
And Campy not happy there. Neva Larua just kind of gets caught in a bad position, and there's not a whole lot you can do when you got a an offensive player flying at you like that.
And one stat about Cleveland State, they are dead last in the Horizon League from the free throw line, 67% as a team.
Rocket Watts checking back in the game for the Grizzlies along with Chris Conway. And as for Cleveland State, they're going to return Jalen Rice, the guard from, Jackson.
40-30 is the score, 1:15 before halftime. as Tevin Smith, the 6'4 junior from Denver. Free throw is off the back iron.
Well, they're proving themselves right now in that free throw shooting column as they miss again.
Ball don't lie as Rocket Watts now has it. Just over a minute to go. Oakland up by 10. Watts will bounce pass it to the far corner to Chris Conway. Entry pass to Townsend. Kick it back outside. Blake Lampman off the front from three. Can Oakland keep it? They're looking for it. Wrestling in the corner is Isaiah Jones. And they'll call a jump ball on it.
What a possession there. Another good open shot for Blake Lampman. When you miss some, you hit some, and they're going to actually end up switching this and calling a foul on Rice as Golke returns for Isaiah Jones and the Grizzlies.
Isaiah Jones, that gritty player, a good candidate for Campy's zone. The long arms, blocking off passing lanes. He is critical to Oakland's defense.
As well for the game, Louder returns for Cleveland State.
Ready to inbound it, Trey Townsend on the scoring baseline. Over to Conway. We'll sweep it over to Blake Lampman at the top. He'll go all the way for a lob. Gives it down.
That's 6 now for Conway, and he's starting to heat up for these Grizzlies in the first half.
32-30 with 30 seconds left. My, oh my. And Cleveland State, they'll return the favor with a 2 of their own on the inside. Tay Williams.
It's a tough basket for Williams as he attacks Conway for 2. That's going to make it a 10-point lead as well with 20 seconds to go here in this first half.
This has been an electrifying game so far. Looking at the stats up to now, 46% from the field is Oakland compared to Cleveland State at 41. And then from 3, Oakland is 33, and Cleveland State with the advantage, 36% from 3.
Yeah, the Grizzlies 4 for 12 from down deep so far in this game, and 3 of those 4 have come from Blake Lampman. Lampman's got 17 now on the game. Another fantastic first half performance for Blake.
As we're getting ready to get back into action here. 42-32 with 20.6 left to go before halftime. And once again, we'd like to remind you, stay tuned as we talk to Associate Head Coach Jeff Smith at halftime, get his thoughts on what has been a great half for the Golden Grizzlies so far. And we'll also have an interview with the ceiling connoisseurs of Oakland. Rocket Watts will carry it across the Grizzly logo. This shot clock will end it at halftime. Campy pleading for Rocket to wait up. And another lob attempt looking for Baru. Can't get it, and Townsend is there to recover and score.
Hey, Joe, we're going to go with that one was drawn up as the lob is off target. We're going to have our interview with assistant coach Smith of the Golden Grizzlies. Hello,
What's
Coach.
up? What's up, guys?
I got some questions for you. So coming into this game, we knew Cleveland State was going to be a very physical team. How do you tend to take that to your advantage?
Well, I think that we learned through the course of playing them at the beginning of the season that we knew what we were in for. And so, you've got to sometimes use the other team's strengths against them. And they want to get up and be so physical and fight you on every pass. And you see we've been able to get some back cuts. We've been able to get some lobs. And, against all that pressure, we got to the free throw line. We didn't miss any free throws. We limited them, I think, to 1 free throw attempt in the first half. So you've got to use what they do well against them. And, obviously when we're making shots, we look good.
Yes, and you guys contained Enaruna very well in the first half. We knew he's an issue for Cleveland State. How do you guys tend to keep that going in half number 2? You
got to do the best job you can of making him go to his right hand, because when he gets going left, he's a monster. I mean, he's obviously one of the best players in our league. I thought we did a really, really good job with Louder and Woodrich, too. But, we're halfway home, boys. We got a long way to go.
I got one more for you. How do you guys tend to take advantage of the crowd? We can see the swim team over there. They're making their presence known.
Yeah, they're awesome. I tell you what, you guys know there's no better place in mid-major basketball than this place on game day when it's full. And, we're really appreciative of all the athletics teams that come out and support our guys and obviously our fan base as well. So it's a hell of an atmosphere, and let's see if we can get it done.
Thank you, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Associate Head Coach Jeff Smith had great feedback on the half so far, as a score at halftime will be 44-32. Oakland up big over 4th place Cleveland State. This game has big implications for the Horizon League tournament. and it's looking good so far for the Golden Grizzlies. We're going to send it out to Harjun Buttar for the halftime show on WXOU Sports. We'll see you in the second half.
Well, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good game so far. Welcome in to the Golden Grizzlies halftime show on 88.3 FM WXOU. Oakland is currently leading the Cleveland State Vikings 44-32. Coming into this game, we thought that Cleveland State and Oakland were going to be going pretty much back and forth, but Oakland seems to be finding their momentum early in this game. Blake Lemon seems to be picking right back up where he left off on Thursday. He has 17 points in the first half, shooting 6 for 14 and 3 for 9 from beyond the arc. He is an absolute animal for Oakland right now. Behind him is Trey Townsend with 8 and Chris Conway with 6. So we're getting a lot of production from pretty much everywhere on Oakland's roster. For the Cleveland State Vikings, Tevin Smith leads the way with 8 points. It's been hard to come by for Cleveland State, and they're going to need to find some ways to get the ball into the seams, find that left hand of Tristan Enaruna, because he only has 6 points right now. And if you're Cleveland State, that's not where you want to be heading into the locker room. Stay tuned for a halftime interview from our broadcasters, Giovanni and Gavin, as they sit down with Robert Quigley from Ceiling Connoisseurs of Oakland University. We'll see you right back here for the Golden Grizzlies postgame show. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for the second half. You're listening to 88.3 FM, WXOU.
Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports as we have an interview with a representative of the Oakland University Ceiling Connoisseurs Club here. Mr. Robert Quigley joins us on the broadcast. Rob, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing great. We would love to learn so much more about the Ceiling Connoisseurs. So for those who aren't aware, kind of give us a rundown of what the club is and what the organization represents.
Yeah, sure thing. So the Ceiling Connoisseurs, our main thing is, we like ceilings. We meet in person every other Wednesday. We mainly discuss ceilings. We showcase beautiful ceilings that our members have taken throughout the week. And while all this is happening, we also have our Discord server, which is our main activity, where members can upload photos of ceilings, and then we can vote on the best ceilings that have been uploaded.
All right, Robert, I got another question. What are the requirements to be a member of your guys' organization?
There are no real requirements. I guess the main thing is just have a positive attitude towards ceilings. And other than that, yeah, we welcome most anybody.
I would love to know your opinion on the ceiling of the arena right now. You're looking at it, and I'm sure you have a lot of expertise in that field. So, give us a little rundown. What are some of the things that you're looking at to kind of build your vote towards the best ceilings?
Yeah, sure thing. So, I guess personally, the first thing I look at is how beautiful the ceiling is. And if I'm being, brutally honest here, it's not the most visually attractive.
That's valid.
But it does get the job done. And, that's kind of, people are here. They're not really here for the ceiling. They're here for the game. So they did exactly what they needed to do when they designed the ceiling. But, so yeah, it's definitely functional, and, they get points for that.
I gotcha. And yes, you guys are a big ceiling organization. I get that. But I have to ask one question about you when it comes to floors. What do you think about the blacktop here at the arena?
The blacktop, it is beautifully made. I can't, give it as much appreciation as I give to the ceilings, being the president of the Ceiling Connoisseurs. But it is a beautiful floor. It's, just gets done what it needs to get done.
And then one more. If anyone out there is interested, what can you do to join your club?
They can sign up on Grizzorgs. We have our events scheduled on there. They can sign up for the mailing list too, where we email reminders about the events. But the best activity would be to sign up for our Discord. Sign up in our Discord server, where they can see all the ceilings that have been submitted, and they can submit ceilings of their own.
All right, Mr. Robert Quigley, president of the Ceiling Connoisseurs, joined us on the broadcast. Mr. Robert, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And that has been our club interview of the day. And Gavin, I got to tell you, I do understand his opinion of the ceiling here. And when we were at Detroit Mercy, I got to say, Callahan Hall, not a bad ceiling. They have the scoreboard that hangs down from the middle, like a traditional stadium. I gotta say, I submitted a picture to the Ceiling Connoisseurs. They had a pretty good opinion of it too, so it was great to see, and gives you a much better perspective to not only to a new meaning to the phrase "What's up?" Let's say. So, Mr. Quigley, we appreciate your time here, and we will send it back now to break here. We'll be getting ready for the second half of this wonderful basketball game. Oakland up 44-32 over Cleveland State. We're back here shortly on WXOU Sports. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports as we approach the second half of the Oakland Golden Grizzlies and the Cleveland State Vikings. 44-32 is the score. Giovanni Moceri with Gavin Smilowski on the call for today. Gavin, let's catch the people up. If you're turning in just now, you missed out on a great first half, so tell them all about it.
Oh, absolutely. It was a fantastic first half. Been a lot of up and downs in this game. Cleveland State came out to an early lead, and they were able to hold Oakland under single digits for around 5 minutes, but then Oakland broke through, and they took the lead. From there, it was very back and forth, a lot of lead changes, and eventually Oakland peeled away with a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. That can be attributed to the fantastic shooting we've seen tonight from, once again, Blake Lampman. Lampman had 20 points in the first half against Robert Morris on Thursday in a 15-point win over them. And he's got 17 tonight. He's 3 for 9 from 3. He's got 3 of the 4 3-pointers for the Grizzlies. And he has been the real reason that these Oakland Golden Grizzlies have been up top. If we go back to the Cleveland State side, we haven't seen a lot from, Enaruna, their typical guy who's out there running the offense a lot of the time. Right now, Tevin Smith is leading in points for Cleveland State. He's got 8.
As we now approach the second half of the game, the sold-out crowd here at the OU Credit Union Arena is making their presence known as it's a loud atmosphere here.
The Grizzlies will send on the floor their typical starters, Isaiah Jones, Blake Lampman, DQ Cole, Trey Townsend, and Chris Conway. As for the Cleveland State side, they'll have Smith, Williams, Rice, Robinson, and Arnett in the middle.
And we are approaching showtime now for the second half. Cleveland State has the ball. They're scoring to our right in front of the Grizz gang. Robinson has it in the far wing, guarded by Isaiah Jones. He'll give it to the top, back to Trey Williams. And he'll give it back to Robinson for 3. Rattles out, but Arnett will not give up on the offensive rebound. Trey Townsend will grab it, and a foul is called during the action.
Great play by Trey Townsend there. Arnett, he's already got 6 boards in this game, 2 of which have been offensive, and he has been a real threat for that offense for the Vikings. But the energy from Trey Townsend, he's able to strip away that rebound attempt and draw a foul for the Grizzlies as well.
Blake Lampman inbounds it for Oakland, and DQ Cole now has it guarded by Robinson. DQ Cole still with it. We'll take it to the far side. Bounce pass looking for Jones. Jones has it. Conway inside against Arnett. Spin move around to the right side. Just out. Rolled around the rim.
Conway thought he had one there. He had 6 in the first half, all 6 of them coming from down low, and he almost hits the skyhook there.
Tay Williams with it. Weaving his way through the Oakland defense. Gets it to Enaruna on the left side. And there's that left hand that Jeff Smith was talking about at halftime, the Oakland Associate head coach.
What a take there for Enaruna. He's got 6-8 now in this game.
Isaiah Jones with it. We'll bring it to the far wing. Oakland scoring to our left. Trey with it, sweeps it across DQ Cole. DQ Cole almost fumbled it, almost losing the ball here. He takes a free throw shot, up and good off the one leg.
DQ Cole, the lethal left-handed shooter here from Pontiac for the Grizzlies as he knocks down some more.
Sporting his yellow Nike shoes. We've heard some theories about the shoes he wears, and it affects his play. So the yellow shoes seem to be those that work for DQ Cole. As Cleveland State, jump shot made by Chase Robinson on the left side.
Robinson with the quick answer. He's got 9 now on the game.
Jones with it, close baseline. Picks up his dribble, looking for relief. Finds Trey Townsend. Close swing, he takes it to baseline. All the way to Isaiah Jones. Underneath the basket, he puts it in.
Easy 2 points for Jones, and he's going to have his first 2 of the night. Assist goes to Trey Townsend there. He's got 2.
And Aruna looking for his left side. Right hand up and can't get it.
And he's going to draw the foul on that play. Good take there, attacking the Grizzlies' defense. It's going to be Enaruna's first 2 free throw attempts of the game. Only 1 free throw taken in the first half by Cleveland State. Very good patience and very good discipline for the Grizzlies in half number 1.
The shot is up and good for Enaruna. Comes into this game 67% from the free throw line. And as a whole, Cleveland State is last place in the Horizon League in free throw percentage with the same number of 67. Grizz gang's up. The Grizz gang's loud. Second shot is up. Second shot is no good for Tristan Enaruna. And the Grizz gang loves it.
An eruption of noise there from the swim team. They are very happy with their work there on the free throw attempts.
DQ Cole with it, puts his back against Drew Lauder as he takes it to the close wing. A pass looking for Lampman, intercepted, and Tay Williams shoves Lampman into the media bench.
I think this
Trying to grab
physicality is starting to show up. I mean, we had discussed it before, Campy had discussed before this game, and there wasn't a whole lot of it in half number 1. But these teams are starting to go at it as we enter the second.
And the swim team's loving their camera shot here in the arena. As Blake Lampman takes it from the close corner. Blake Lampman makes it!
Wow, fully contested 3 from the corner. And Blake Lampman's confidence shines as he doesn't even hesitate and launches that one. He's got 20 now on the game.
51-37. Oakland up big in the second half. 17-15 left in the game. Cleveland State takes it inside. Taven Smith, wide right layup, will sail away back to Oakland. Oakland has it. Chris Conway pass it down to Trey Townsend. DQ Cole sweeping across in the close wing. He'll take a 3 just off on the right. And Chris Conway got the offensive rebound until the whistle.
They're going to call an over-the-back foul there, and pretty much everyone in our general vicinity does not agree with that call, including Campy and the unpaid referees sitting behind us.
Still 51-37, just under 17 minutes left in the game.
Jalen Rice and Drew Lauder will be checked back in the game for Cleveland State with 17 to go.
And Lauder handles it at the top against Isaiah Jones. Isaiah Jones pressing up against him, not leaving a lot of room. Lauder can't get free, but he finds his way inside from the left. Will kick it out to Robinson, fakes a 3, hesitates, gets a jump shot from the free throw line, no good. Trey Townsend unable to grab the rebound.
Robinson with the tough shot, looking to be the first player in double digits for Cleveland State. They've got Enaruna and Robinson sitting stagnant at 9.
51-37 still. 16:30, 2 on the clock. Enaruna will get the inbound for Cleveland State. Enaruna sweeps across to Lauder. Lauder for 3. Lauder gets it for Cleveland State.
Wow, what a jump shot there from Lauder. He's got his first points of the game. Good defense there from Isaiah Jones, but Lauder just completely unfazed on that three-pointer.
Now cut the Oakland lead now to 11, 51-40. Oakland now has it. Townsend at the top. Takes it to the close side, sweeps it across to Cole. Cole goes inside, stopped at the free throw line. We'll give it to Lampman for 3, just off on the left. Trey Townsend on the offensive rebound gets fouled as he's grabbing it.
What a play there for Townsend to keep the ball alive for the Grizzlies offense as he's hacked on the way down. That's going to be the second foul on Cleveland State. 51-40, 11-point lead with 16 to go in half number 2.
And that'll bring us to our first media timeout of the second half. 51-40, Oakland up by 11 with just under 16 to go. Stick with us on WXOU Sports. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports. In the second half, it's 51-40. Oakland up by 11 over Cleveland State. As Oakland now has offensive possession with 11 on the shot clock. Trey Townsend fumbles the ball but regains possession. He goes around to the center. He finds a lane, goes up and in. Right-handed layup.
That's why you can't go one-on-one with Trey Townsend, because he has absolutely no problem with running through you on offense.
Cleveland State now with it, looking for Jalen Rice underneath. Can't get it. Ball is coughed up, and Oakland has it. DQ Cole racing, but was outnumbered on defense and loses possession before whistle's blown.
They're going to call a foul there on number 3, Lauder for Cleveland State. That's going to be the fourth foul on this Cleveland State offense.
Score 53-40, Oakland up by 13. with just over 15 minutes left to go in regulation. Landman gets the ball with a sweep across. Entry pass in the middle to Trey Townsend. He goes right baseline, muscling his way through, and he gets it against Chase Robinson.
Another easy 2 on the way from Trey Townsend. He's starting to heat up.
Cleveland State back with it. Drew Louder takes a 3 off on the left side. Offensive rebound by Cleveland State. Chase Robinson gets a turn at it, rims out to the right side, and Oakland has it.
Cole brings in the rebound. He's got 6 now on the night, along with 6 points.
DQ Cole trying to get free, gets across halfway. In transition, finds the open lane, looking for Conway on the lob. But it was a crowded paint.
Interesting lob attempt there. DQ Cole looked like he had the lane for the layup, but he throws it up for Conway, and Conway gets fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Sure, he had flashbacks to the lob and dunk from the first half and how crazy it got in the arena.
Chris Conway on the way. Not the greatest free throw shooter here for the Grizzlies. Is sitting around 71%.
Shot is up. Shot is good. Score now 56-40. Chris Conway getting ready to make it a 17-point lead with the second free throw as we got Golden Grizzlies substitutions.
Watts will check into the game along with Jack Golke. He's going to take out DQ Cole, leaving Conway, Watts, Golke, Lampman, and Trey Townsend on the court for the Grizzlies.
Conway will take his second free throw. Oakland is 5 of their last 7 field goals. And the second one's good, as Conway is 2 of 2 from the line to make it 57-40.
Neva Larua will come back in for Conway, as yes, Conway proves me wrong about his free throw percentage and easily knocks down 2.
14:40 left to go in the game. Cleveland State has it. Drew Louder between him and Enaruna. Back to Louder to the close side. Enaruna fakes a 3, goes inside to the left. Left hand is up, just swirls out. Trey Townsend on the rebound.
What a possession there. Should have been in, but it just barely rolls out, and good defense for Oakland.
Still 57-40. Oakland has it, and it's Watts handling it on the logo. He'll take it to the left side. Bounce pass inside, and a dunk by Trey.
There's just no one there to stop just the sheer strength of Trey Townsend. He's got 14 now on that game, and that's also going to be the first assist of the night for Rocket Watts.
59-40. Oakland up by 19 as Cleveland State needs a timeout.
8-0 run currently for the Grizzlies. Cleveland State hasn't scored in 2.5. They're going to look to do anything right now to slow down this Grizzlies offense.
Looking at the stats so far for the game, and with that timeout called, Oakland is 51% from the field, 23 of 45. We'll stick with you here through the timeout here on WXOU Sports. Cleveland State, 40% from the field so far in this game.
And shooting just all over the place. Tied, each having 33% from three-point land. Actually 5 for 15 for both teams. But the real difference has come in the overall shooting percentage. 51%, as you said, for the Grizzlies. And from the free throw line, the Grizzlies are yet to miss. They're sitting at 8 and 8 from free throw. One thing we talked about, Joe, earlier in this game was the rebounding of Cleveland State, especially on the offensive end. But so far in this game, both teams are sitting still at 11 offensive rebounds, but the Grizzlies are out-rebounding Cleveland State. They have 27, whereas Cleveland State has 22.
A big rebounding margin for Oakland, up by 19 against Cleveland State. A completely different game than what we saw the first time that these teams did battle in Cleveland State back in December. Totally in the hands of the Golden Grizzlies so far, as the swim team shirtlessly makes their lap around the arena.
Yeah, they're having a real impact here tonight, I think. I mean, just missed free throws on the end. Only 3 free throw attempts on the game so far. That was something that Assistant Coach Smith said at halftime, was they were very proud of how disciplined their defense was, only allowing 1 free throw in the first half. And so far, we're nearly 6 minutes into the second half, and Cleveland State's only taken 2 more.
A lot of basketball left to play. Exciting basketball at that. So be sure to stick with us on WXOU Sports. And be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, as we have all of our broadcasts like this one here, along with highlights, interviews, WXOU Sports shows, and more. Just search WXOU Sports on YouTube and hit subscribe. Teams getting ready out of their timeouts. Townsend and Lampman, the last two to get up for Oakland.
Townsend, this play coming off that Townsend dunk. Cleveland State's going to have possession on the sideline.
Both Lampman and Townsend, 25 minutes in the game so far. That leads the entire floor between the two of them. 59-40, 13-57 in the game. And Aruna will now have it for Cleveland State. Back to Louder. Louder at the top, fumbles his dribble. Retains possession for Cleveland State. Louder back with it at the close swing. Inside to Arnett, looking to kick it out, but he goes inside against Baru. Off the glass and good for Arnett.
Arnett's got 4 now in this game. He's had a bit of a slow start, but he is one of these key defenders in this Cleveland State squad, and he has made his presence down low so far in this game.
59-42, Oakland up by 17. Townsend inside, gets it off the glass after a double team.
Beautiful bounce pass feed there from Rocket Watts as he just slips it through down for another assist on the game for him.
Oakland has reached 60, scores 62-42, or excuse me, 61-42. Drew Louder for 3. Rims out, offensive rebound, not quite. Oakland retains it.
Jack Golke going up for that board. The shooter, you don't tend to see him down there bringing down rebounds, but he's now got 3 in this game.
Rocket Watts slicing his way through the Cleveland State defense. Can't get the shot in, but it stays with Oakland. Nivalarua, elbow jumper, no good.
Nivalarua going for the turnaround fadeaway there, but it's just off target.
Drew Louder will have it for Cleveland State. All the way to the corner to Enaruna as it makes its way around again. Back to Louder on the far wing. Lob attempt, looking for Enaruna. He stops, takes it to his left side. Layup's no good. Offensive rebound by Jalen Rice, and it will be thrown out of bounds off the leg of Oakland.
A good play there for Rice to try to keep possession. He was in a tough situation off the Enaruna miss. Enaruna's just not playing super well from down low in this game. He's typically the higher scorer of this team, and he shoots at about a 50% split, but he's 4 for 9 here on the night. He has been slow to start.
And there is no Vikings in double digits yet in the game. And a layup attempt by Tevin Smith, aggressively going right into a crowd of Grizzlies. He'll be fouled on the way up.
That's not the first time we've seen Cleveland State attack Chris Conway down low tonight, as they do try to get another foul on him. It will go on Conway. Nope, it'll go on Trey Townsend there. That'll be his first foul of the night. 2 free throws on the way for Cleveland State.
And the swim team is waiting, and the swim team is giving Ian Allen a haircut during the game. They got the buzzer going, and they're shaving his head in front of everybody. I'm not even looking at the free throw right now.
I'm surprised Smith was able to knock that down, as I think, Joe, me and you weren't even looking at the free throw either. We're watching the scoreboard.
I thought his haircut looked funny, and then I see now they're shaving it. Free throw rims out at the cost of Ian's luscious locks. They will keep the offensive possession, and they'll redo the free throws, it looks like. And it looks like that's going to cost Ian some more hair from the swim team.
They're going to call it off the foot of a Cleveland State offensive player, so it's going to work in favor for the swim team here, and it's going to go back to the Grizzlies.
Well, let's get back to basketball here. Oakland has it between Golke and Watts as they carry it across the Golden Grizzly logo. Watts makes a move to get cross half. Bounce pass to DQ Cole in the far wing. Cole picks up his pass to Golke for 3 in the corner, no good. DQ Cole flying for the offensive rebound, couldn't get it, and Cleveland State now has it in transition. Dylan Arnett will knock over Trey Townsend as he gets his layup, but it will be called no basket.
Yeah, they're going to wave off the shot attempt there and call the blocking foul on, I believe that was Chris Conway. Yep, they're going to call it on Townsend. That's going to be his second foul of the night.
Score is 61-43 with 11:50 to go here on the blacktop. We'll be right back on WXOU Sports for not only more basketball, but a status on the swim team's haircuts. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports. The Golden Grizzlies still up big, 61-43 over Cleveland State with just under 12 minutes left to go in the game.
It's been a slow play here recently for Cleveland State. They are 1 for 7 in their last 7 attempts from the field.
And we're going to be getting ready to get back into action. Cleveland State set to inbound it. It'll be Jason Woodrich handling the rock. The swim team giving more haircuts to their fellow teammates. This one isn't even throwing free throws.
It seems they're just going to be sacrificing the hair of all the swim team members for that Grizzlies win today.
As Cleveland State has it. It's Arnett on the inside against Conway. Backing his way in. Can't find an open spot. Right hand up, and no good for Dylan Arnett, and it's back to Oakland.
Good defense there for the Grizzlies down low. Arnett's been a problem so far in this game, and they handled him well there.
Rocket Watts, left elbow jumper, no good. Rebounded by Dylan Arnett. Almost. Stays with it. Rocket Watts had an extra hand on it to just about save it, but it stayed with Cleveland State. And in transition, pass to Tristan and Aruna will end in a slam dunk. Get the bench up and active for Cleveland State. 61-45, 11 minutes left in the game as we're not stopping here. Trey Townsend inside against Enaruna. Layup is no good off the front glass, off the front rim.
The ball's going to fly out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Grizzlies as Blake Lampman checks back in, taking out Rocket Watts.
A lot going on those past few possessions. Fast flying action.
The coaching staff on a Cleveland State side not happy, saying that Trey Townsend pushed off on that offensive possession, but doesn't seem that anyone else believes that.
DQ Cole inbounds it to Blake Lampman. Takes it to the half court. Lampman will sweep it across to Cole to reset the possession. 11 on the shot clock. Cole to Townsend on the inside. Against Enaruna. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebounded by Dylan Arnett. Cleveland State in transition. Bounce pass. Another slam dunk for Enaruna.
Enaruna getting everything inside now. Last few buckets have been completely uncontested. He's got 13 on the night.
Jack Golke with it. Carries it to half court. Back at the top to DQ Cole as he receives a play call. DQ bounce pass to Jack Golke. Conway at the top. Now over to the far wing is Townsend to Cole. 7 on the shot clock. Oakland needs something. Conway inside against Arnett. Looking for Townsend. They're stalling. Shot is up and shot clock expires.
What a play there by Cleveland State. Arnett able to pin that shot on the backboard and cause the shot clock violation and the turnover on the Grizzlies.
61-47. Oakland on a 3.5-minute scoring drought.
Isaiah Jones will return for the Grizzlies, giving Trey Townsend a bit of a rest. He's played 29 minutes tonight.
61-47. Cleveland State will let this one roll before Drew Louder picks it up. Louder against Jones. Goes to the near wing. Picks up his dribble. Passes it over to the right corner. Now up at the top. Looking for Enaruna again on the inside. Pass is intercepted and Jack Golke's got it.
What a good defensive possession there. Enaruna thought he had the mismatch, but Jack Golke says, nope, that ball's mine.
And Blake Lampman with it. Lampman picks up his dribble, passes it to DQ for relief. 15 on the shot clock. Golke in the near wing against Enaruna. Lampman at the top for 3. Whistle's blown before the shot is up. No good either way.
Foul will be called on Smith there. Can't help but notice that Golke keeps getting on one-on-one matchups with Enaruna here. It seems he's hunting him on offense, but keeps getting set on defense as well. But he's stood his ground so far.
Score remains 61-47. 9.5 left to go in the game. Oakland still on a near 4-minute scoring drought. 0 of their last 7. DQ Cole, or rather Blake Lampman, will be getting ready to inbound it on the far sideline in scoring territory.
Tay Williams will check back in the game for Cleveland State as Jason Woodrich exits.
Or rather, it will be free throws for Isaiah Jones.
As Oakland is already in the bonus this half. The physicality showing a lot earlier than it did in half number 1. The Vikings already with 7 fouls in the second half. 4 for the Grizzlies.
Isaiah Jones, a native of Nashville, Tennessee, the transfer from Detroit Mercy, comes over to the Michigan rival in Oakland and makes a big impact in every game. Like that first free throw.
He's had a great performance recently. He doesn't do a whole lot on the stat sheet, but it's said that doesn't always mean that they're not necessarily playing well. Jones is a fantastic on-ball defender, very lengthy, and he can also contest well in the paint. He's been fantastic for the Grizzlies so far.
The second shot is good for Isaiah Jones. You can say his coming out party for the Golden Grizzlies, making his presence known on the team, was down in the Cayman Islands, where he scored 16 against Marshall in their final game of the trip. Cleveland State has it. For three is Tevin Smith. Bounces off the front rim, but still goes in.
What
to
a
bring
feed there.
Cleveland State to 50.
Lauder whips that across one-handed and gets an easy assist there for Cleveland State.
Isaiah Jones now has it against Enaruna. Picks up his dribble. Over and out to Golke near the Grizzly logo. Goes around a screen from Lampman. They want Golke to shoot. He backs up, bounce pass to Cole on the inside. High-flying layup attempt against Arnett is no good, and it is back to Cleveland State in transition. Arnett on the inside, almost slam dunk, but he gets the layup in before Oakland defenders can reach him.
Full court play there by Arnett. He's able to stand strong on the DQ Cole layup attempt, and he's able to bring it down the court in transition and get the and one basket. Trey Townsend will return for Chris Conway here for the Grizzlies.
This will be free throws for Dylan Arnett, the Chicago native. 6'9", 230, sophomore at Cleveland State. As we got more haircuts coming from the swim team. It's honestly horrifying.
It appears this guy that's getting his haircut, I don't even know if he's on the swim team.
He's not dressed in a Speedo or nothing. I think this just might be a willing participant.
Wants to participate and help out the Oakland Grizzlies cause.
Shot is up. Shot is good for Dylan Arnett.
It's going to cut the lead down to 10, 63-53.
Make that 65-53. Trey Townsend quickly in transition, slams it down.
Townsend's got 16 now as he throws down yet another, 18 right now, as he throws down yet another dunk for the Grizzlies offense.
Lauder for three for Cleveland State, off on the right side. It's a fight for the rebound. Lauder gets his own, gives it to Arnett, who puts it in with the hook shot to make it now back to 10, 65-55.
Arnett's starting to heat up now. He's got 9. Didn't have much in the first half, but he's really making his presence known down low for Cleveland State.
8 minutes left in the game. DQ Cole with it, close swing. Golke for three, off on the right side, but he was fouled by Tay Williams.
Golke gets hammered on the three-point attempt. For all the times that I've broadcasted Joe, there's nothing that I've seen more than a foul right there on Jack Golke right in front of us. He does a fantastic job on drawing fouls, especially on those three-point shots. He's also a very good free throw shooter, shooting about 78% on the season.
And we'll see how the free throws go after this media timeout here on WXOU Sports. 65-55, Oakland with a 10-point lead with 8 minutes left. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports. We're getting ready for 3 free throws for Jack Golke as he was fouled before the timeout here. Scores 65-55, Oakland with a 10-point lead with under 8 left to go in the game. Giovanni and Gavin on the call with you today.
Yeah, Golke, he's been a real presence in past games. Tonight he's only got 3, but last game against Robert Morris, he was kind of the sidekick to Blake Lampin's three-point shooting, as Blake hit 8 and he hit 4, 19 on that game for Jack Golke.
As the timeouts get their last chance in, hands in the middle. Go OU, I'm sure, is the chance during the timeout. We get ready to get back into play. Golke having a conversation with him and the referee. And while we got a moment, I want to remind you of some of our WXOU sports shows. Tuesdays, 4 to 5 on WXOU is the Blue Ski Mask Show, hosted by Oakland Post sports editor and sports reporter Kurt Szymanski and Brock Hillig, as they talk all about the Detroit Lions and the Detroit Pistons every Tuesday at 4 p.m. So be sure to tune in to the Blue Ski Mask Show on WXOU.
10-point lead currently for the Grizzlies, up 65-55 with 8 to go, as Golke has 3 free throw attempts on the way.
Shot is up. Shot is good for Golke.
Golke, an advocate at getting to the line. We see him shooting well, good shooting splits, but also he gets a lot of attempts on the game as well.
Second one is good for Golke. Let's talk about his crazy performance at Milwaukee just last weekend. The game went into double overtime, and Golke was responsible for getting Oakland the lead at halftime with a last-second shot. Responsible for getting them into overtime, and in double overtime, all from deep range. He made 8 threes during that game. As Cleveland State has it inside, Arnett almost with a slam dunk, loses the ball as he goes up. And that'll be a foul on Trey Townsend.
Yeah, Townsend and also the entire swim team thought he got a clean strip there. Thought he was able to take it away, but that's going to send Arnett to the line. Arnett has had a fantastic game so far. 6'9" center. He's got 9 points and a whopping 12 rebounds and 3 blocks. But he does have 3 fouls on the game, so Oakland, who's been attacking so far, might try to put him into foul trouble because he's had a real impact in this late game.
Missed the second free throw due to, I'm sure, the more haircuts coming. I still can't believe. I'll never get over this.
It doesn't seem like they're going to be running out of people very soon. I see a lot of guys with a lot of hair left, and they're all kind of lined up to get cuts.
A lane violation will cost a second free throw. Score stays 68-57 with 7:40 left to go in the game. Oakland up by 12. Blake Landman goes inside looking for Townsend, but the pass is intercepted, and Cleveland State in a hurry. They make it all the way over, and a left-handed dunk by Enaruna will bring it to 10.
Those are 2 big guys in transition. The steal on the way from Arnett, and Enaruna and Arnett in transition. No one's stopping that dunk from coming.
And an offensive foul called on Landman as he threw a Cleveland State defender with the elbow. That would be Jason Woodrich.
So I believe they're going to call the foul on Woodrich. They're going to say it was a block.
Oh, is that so?
That's surprising because I think Woodrich was a little confused as well. Obviously, Blake's not going to show any confusion. He wants his free throws because that's going to put Cleveland State has now put Oakland into the bonus. They have 9 fouls in this second half to Oakland's 6.
Oakland currently 1 of their last 9 from the field, while Cleveland State is 6 of their last 7. But Oakland will still keep the 10-plus lead with just over 7 minutes left to go. Cleveland State with 9 fouls, Oakland with 6.
Oakland doing anything to keep this lead as Blake Lampman does knock down the second, tacking up that lead to 12 for Oakland.
70-58. Cleveland State has it. There's Drew Lauder over to Enaruna on the left wing. He'll give it to Woodrich for 3. He makes it and is asking for an and 1. But either way, Jason Woodrich from the left wing will sink the 3.
Woodrich, one of those guys that was mentioned by assistant coach Smith at halftime as someone they wanted to keep at bay. He's got 6 points now, both from 3s in this game.
DQ Cole with it, gives it to Jack Golke, and then over to Townsend on the inside. He's looking for a cutting Isaiah Jones, who couldn't get control of it. We've seen Oakland do that a couple of times where it seems like the first option of the shot is good enough, but while they're up in the air, they pass it, and it gets intercepted by Cleveland State. We've seen that a few times underneath the basket.
Yes, down low, there's really no reason for it either. There's going to be a foul on Isaiah Jones in transition. That's going to put Cleveland State in the bonus as well. I have a feeling this game is going to be coming down to some free throws as both teams sit in the bonus for free throws on every foul on the game now.
And Aruna, 1 of 2 from the free throw line so far in this game. Shot is up. Shot is no good for Tristan Aruna. But another foul was called.
Not sure what the call was there. I think they called a shot clock violation. They did.
Or it looks like a lane violation.
Yes, or a lane violation. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you, Joe. And it's going to be another free throw attempt on the way for Enaruna.
Shot is up. Shot is no good from the front. And Aruna is now 1 of 3 from the stripe today. And he ain't happy about it.
Coming down to free throws, I think the arena is going to have a huge impact on how this game ends.
DQ Cole with it at the top. Finds Golke, fires a 3. Golke makes it!
Golke's confidence, it's getting Golke in here. He shoots the ball whenever he gets any sort of opening, and it goes down again for him.
73-61. Jack Golke and Blake Lampman, sharpshooters from three for Oakland. And Aruna at the top, guarded by Isaiah Jones. Sticks with them, passing out to Louder at the far wing. Louder looking for an opportunity. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Takes it up from the right side. Layup no good. Rebounded by Oakland. Jack Golke at the hand. DQ Cole fires a three. Just a little too strong. Wide open in the left corner. Townsend flew over trying to get it.
It's Trey sailing for that rebound, but it does come off of his hands. And it's going to go ball back to Cleveland State as they have Chase Robinson come back in the game, taken out Louder.
That rebound would have made the double-double for Trey Townsend. 18 points and 9 rebounds so far in the game. But Blake Lampman is the one who leads in scoring, 22 points with 4 threes made. Cleveland State has it. It's Tevin Smith over to Woodrich. Woodrich's pass is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Good on-ball defense there by DQ Cole as he does check out of this game for Rocket Watts. Active hands is what people like to call it, and the movement there was able to stop a clean look down low for Cleveland State.
73-61, Oakland up by 12 with 5.5 to go in the game. Inbound to Robinson. Cleveland State has it. 10 on the shot clock. Woodrich with it. Bounce pass over to Devin Arnett, Three-point attempt from Cleveland State will be rebounded and put back in to bring us to the score of 73-63.
And Aruna's got 17 now on this game with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. He's starting to heat up here in this second half, showing why he's the best player on this Cleveland State roster.
Blake Lampman with it, draining the shot clock, waiting for the play to develop. Rocket Watts with it. He'll sweep it back to Lampman underneath the basket, looking for a cutting Isaiah Jones again. Couldn't get that one as it flies out of bounds.
Good foul there on Cleveland State because that one was getting thrown down if he wasn't going to get hacked on the way up. Isaiah Jones had the lane. Lengthy attacker there. And standing at 6'5", that's an easy dunk for anyone at that size.
That'll be 2 shots for Isaiah Jones. First one's up. First one's good for the Nashville native.
Jones, he's now got 5 on this game. 3 of them have come from the free throw line.
Second shot is up. Second shot is good. Perfect from the line, 4-4.
Fantastic shooting night for Isaiah Jones from the line. Playing very well with this offense right now for the Grizzlies.
Chase Robinson for Cleveland State will pass it to the right corner for 3. Hand on it by Oakland. Deflected it, and they keep possession.
Great read there by Trey Townsend to block that 3-point attempt.
75-63, 4:30 in the game. Rocket Watts has it on the Grizzly logo. Looking for an inward pass to Trey Townsend. And a long reach by Jason Woodrich trying to intercept the pass.
Offensive foul goes on Trey Townsend there as he pushed Woodrich off of him. Checking back in the game will be Louder for Cleveland State. Conway returning for the Grizzlies.
75-63, 4.5 to go. Cleveland State with 10 fouls, Oakland with 8. Cleveland State will take it up across half court. It's Chase Robinson against Rocket Watts. Woodrich with it. He'll give it back to Robinson on the right wing. Cuts inside, steps back, gives it to Aruna. And Aruna right hand up and no good. Back to Oakland.
Oakland catching a break there. It looked like he had it, but fantastic interior defense by Chris Conway to keep Aruna away from the basket.
It's what associate head coach Jeff Smith mentioned is Ren Aruna's right hand, not his dominant. And a rolling layup rolls out of the rim rather for Rocket Watts. And a 3-point attempt from the corner will be no good for Cleveland State as the clock's winding down. 3.5 to go.
Lampman will slow it up. Great box out there. You don't see that very often in play as the box out has become kind of a lost art here in the game of basketball.
Lampman has it at the close wing. Lampman, he'll take He'll take it to the cup himself. Right-handed layup is good, high off the glass.
Well, Blake Lampman offense has not become a lost art here tonight as he knocks down his 23rd and 24th points of the night.
Three-pointer by Cleveland State trying to catch up. Overshot it.
The chants coming out from the student section, and the arena's starting to get on their feet.
3 minutes flat. 77-63. Oakland is up by 13. By 14. Lampman with it for Oakland. He takes it himself. Inside, high, up, and just rolls out on the right side. Offensive rebound by who else? Blake Lampman. Lampman's doing everything for Oakland.
He's going to draw a foul. He's going to the line. Lampman just another fantastic night. I mean, he has been on an absolute tear lately. He's got 24 points tonight, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists.
77-63. Oakland with the big 14-point lead with 2:43 left to go in the game. We'll be right back here on WXOU Sports for the rest of this basketball game. Welcome back, everybody, to WXOU Sports for Oakland men's basketball. Oakland up big, 77-63 with 2:43 left to go in the game. Oakland has been in control all game long.
Yes, this lead has increased to 14, and I think at the helm of that is guys like Jack Golke, guys like Trey Townsend, who have really made their presence known, and of course, Blake Lampman showing his contribution here. He's got 24 tonight. He's had a fantastic offensive game.
And be sure to stick around for the end of the game. In the case of an Oakland win, we'll have an interview with an Oakland player, so be sure to stick around after the game for that, and stick around for Harjun Buttar's post-game show on WXOU Sports. Ready to get back into action here. Blake Lampman will be shooting a couple of free throws to increase this lead. Lampman so far in this game, 24 points, 8 of 18 from the field with 4 free throws made. 4 3-pointers made. Shot is up, shot is good for Lampman.
Lampman's now got 25 on the night. He is exceeding expectations as he seems to be doing night after night for the Golden Grizzlies.
And can you believe it? He almost didn't play this season due to a hip injury that could have required surgery, but he was able to come back for this season, and he's been lights out ever since.
He's been so important to Coach Greg Campy as time after time in these post-game press conferences, Campy talks about how proud he is of Blake Lampman, how far he's come and how much trust he has in him. And I think that's been a big contribution to this season so far. It's been a contribution to Oakland's success.
And it's not only Campy that thinks this way about his fifth-year Golden Grizzly, but we've seen nothing but compliments and flowers from the likes of Tom Izzo, and even Robert Morris's coach from Thursday had made comments right as they were shaking hands on the court saying how proud he was of Lampman and his growth as a skinny walk-on 5 years ago at Oakland.
Second free throw on the way for Enaruna.
Shot is up. Shot is good for Enaruna.
So it was the first free throw of 2 as CSU is now in the bonus. It's going to be 18 on the night for Enaruna.
Score right now 79-64. Enaruna gets ready for a second. It's up and it's good for Tristan Enaruna.
Oakland now sitting at a comfortable 14-point lead with 2:32 to go.
Rocket Watts with it. Cuts through the Cleveland State defense, and that'll be a foul on Robinson. As he had some contact through Rocket Watts as he was splitting the 2 defenders.
Isaiah Jones and Neva Larua will check back into this game for the Golden Grizzlies as Campy brings in the huddle during these Watts free throws.
Trey Townsend sitting at 4 fouls right now in the game. He has 8 of 12 from the field. As Rocket Watts gets ready for his first, it's up and good for Rocket Watts.
Watts knocking down his 3rd point of the night. Has had a slow shooting night. He's 1 for 8 from the field, but he's got 2 assists and a rebound to go with it. And he's played fantastic defensively.
That'll give Oakland the 80 and a 15-point lead so far. Oakland already ready on defense. Second shot is up. Second shot is good. 81-65.
Oakland winning 8 of the last 9 so far, and pushing this to 9 of the last 10 would be amazing. They have been on an absolute tear lately, and that's what's given them this position in the Horizon League.
Cleveland State with it, and Aruna looking for a left-handed dunk. Couldn't get it through, but he'll get some free throws to go along with it.
That's not the first time we've seen that tonight. And Aruna has had pretty much no worry at all about the Oakland defenders, and he's going up on everyone tonight.
Cleveland State 0 of their last 4 and 1 of their last 7 field goals as the offense has stalled for the Vikings.
Both teams now at 10-plus fouls, so double bonus for every single foul now on the court. As Golke, Townsend both return for the Grizzlies, and Tay Williams will return for the Cleveland State Vikings.
First one's good for Aruna. He's getting ready for his second. 81-66 with 2:14 left to go in the game. The swim team in the Grizz gang give him the business. Shot is up. Shot is good for Tristan Aruna.
Aruna now up to 20. He had a slow first half, only scored 8, but he's kind of showed up here in half number 2.
Golke gets a long pass to bring it to Oakland's scoring half. Lampman has it. Oakland's looking to stall out the clock a little bit here as Lampman has it. Rocket Watts now has it. 10 on the shot clock. Rocket will go to the left elbow. Jumper just rolls out. Man.
That's Watts' spot. He always knocks down that elbow jumper as that one trickles out. And an attack on the other end is a Smith bucket for Cleveland State. Beautiful possession there.
81-69. Cleveland State on the road, averaging 73 points a game. They're looking to near their average. And a timeout called by Oakland with an 81-69 lead.
Lampman forced to call a timeout as he got double-teamed in the corner. Cleveland State not going away in this game. They're only down by 12, score 81-69 with 1.5 to go.
We'll stick with you for the 32nd timeout here. Looking at the stats of the game, about even from the field, both teams. Oakland with 44% and Cleveland State with 42%. And from 3, Oakland with a slight advantage, 33% from beyond the arc, but Cleveland State just with 29.
It's been a very slow last few minutes of this game as it's been a gritty foul game. The physicality that we knew was going to happen in this game, it's coming to life here at the end as both teams are fighting for their position.
Oakland tied or near tied with the top 3 of the Horizon League as 3 ties is the common denominator for Green Bay and Youngstown State above them. And Cleveland State with 5 losses on the conference season could mean a tough trip to the top 4 for Cleveland State after this game. Blake Lampman now has it for Oakland. Less than a minute and a half to go, 81-69. Turnover to the Cleveland State Vikings. And Aruna with it, gets another dunk. I believe that's his 3rd dunk of the night.
And Aruna
just... Of the afternoon.
I mean, he's just taking over at this end of this game. Not a single Oakland defender out here is dunking, or I should say, defending those dunks. I mean, he's a tall, just agile attacker, 6'9". He's going to be unstoppable when he gets his momentum going.
And Aruna, 23 points, 9 of 16 from the field. Lampman has it. We've reached the last minute of the game. Rocket Watts has it. He's fouled. And Cleveland State's going to be playing that game.
That's a 10-point lead. It's going to be very tough for the Vikings to come back in here.
81-71, Oakland up by 10 with 58 seconds left to go.
Yes, free throws on the way from Rocket Watts. He's got 4 on the night.
And looking at Cleveland State, nobody was scoring in double digits at halftime, but so far, and Aruna has 23, Taven Smith with 14, and then Devin Arnett with 10.
And checking back in the game will be Jason Woodrich for Cleveland State, and Isaiah Jones and Neva Larua come in for the Grizzlies on defense.
Rocket Watts will get another. In the second half, Cleveland State has scored 39 points, already more than their first half scoring of 32. So the offense has definitely picked up for Cleveland State, but it's tough to overcome such a large lead by Oakland. been up to 19 at certain points. Three-pointer by Cleveland State, no good. Oakland will patiently carry the ball as Blake Landman carries it across half. Double teamed over to DQ. DQ Cole now to Rocket, and they're just going to let this shot clock go down. Still another possession after this one as there's only 30 seconds left to go and 10 on the shot clock. Rocket Watts with it. Takes it himself. Floater, no good. Naivalorua with the offensive rebound. And they're just going to let that one go. That will spell the end of the game. With a final score of 83-71. Oakland will take their 6th home game win in a row and their 9th of the past 10.
What a fantastic game for the Grizzlies. They continue this elite home play. Haven't lost since December. They're going to improve on this game to 10-3 in the conference and 7-2 at home.
And be sure to stick around as we'll have an interview with Trey Townsend. Get his thoughts on the game and this win streak the Golden Grizzlies have and the tear through their schedule in the Horizon League. We'll be with him shortly after handshakes. But this game in Oakland over this stretch of games, ever since their away trip at Youngstown State, where they won a tight one in regulation over the Penguins, Oakland 9 of 10 in those games. It's been a wild ride for the Golden Grizzlies so far.
This is a fantastic streak to go into, going especially with the Horizon League tournament. Getting here at the end of the month, they're in a really good position right now, and they're going to keep fighting, and they're going to keep putting wins in the win column for here in Auburn Hills.
And shortly we will be joined here by Trey Townsend. Trey, thank you for joining us. Good game.
Thank you.
Trey, I got a few questions for you.
Yes, sir.
You played 35 minutes tonight, despite the physicality that we've seen in the Cleveland State defense. How do you feel after that?
Honestly, 35 minutes is a little under my normal minutes per game, so I felt good. They did a good job getting me in and out, and right before media timeout so I could get rested. But, when Blake and Jack and my teammates are scoring like that, it takes a lot of pressure off me, and I can just play comfortable and free out there.
Mentioning your play, you're typically double teamed in a lot of these games, and tonight it seems like they kind of split that off you, and you took advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, when Jack and Blake and DQ can shoot those threes, you can't double us because you're going to leave one of them open. So that goes for me and Chris. When we're not getting doubled, we're hard to stop, and when we're rolling on offense, we're a hard team to stop. So you saw that today.
And so the energy in the building. It's clear the swim team is here to support you guys, and you guys have won 9 of the last 10. How do you take that energy going into further games?
We just got to keep an even keel mindset. Don't get too high, don't get too low. But I just want to shout out the swim team. I know Cleveland State's probably never seen anything like that, and it definitely rattled them. So I appreciate them and shout out those guys.
All right, Trey, thank you very much. Good game.
Yep, thank you guys.